Once upon a time, a simple and kind-hearted woman lived carrying one desire in her mind. She had only one simple dream. Her dream was to have a baby girl. Days and months passed by, but her dream did not come true. Her desire to have a little girl grows stronger and stronger. One day, to make her dream come true, she visited a witch. She expressed her desire to have a baby girl. The witch offered a magic barley grain and asked her to plant it. The birth of Thumbelina. Although the woman wasn't happy, she had a hope and planted the magic grain in a flower pot. To her surprise, the very next day, the magic barley grew into a beautiful, big flower bud, which appeared like a tulip. Mesmerized by the beauty of the flower, she softly and gently kissed the bud. Since it was a magic flower, it blossomed instantly with her kiss on the bud. The woman was greatly surprised, as inside the flower sat a tiny and cute little girl who looked as small as a thumb. The woman named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina's life. She became the part of the woman's life. The woman provided Thumbelina everything she needed. She used walnut shell as her bed, petals of violet flower as her mattress, and petals of beautiful roses as her blanket. Thumbelina played in the petal boat of the tulip and floated on a plate of water. She used 2 horsehairs as oars to sail around the lake. She had a beautiful voice. She played, floated, rowed the boat, and sailed around by singing and singing and singing beautifully. After playing for long, Thumbelina fell asleep in her walnut shell. As she was sleeping, a huge frog looked at sleeping Thumbelina in the shell through the window. The frog simply gazed at her, stunned at her beauty. She thought that Thumbelina would be the right girl for her son, and picked her, ran away with her. Unfortunately, no one noticed Thumbelina snatched by a frog. The large frog carried her to the pond where her family lives. She introduced the beautiful Thumbelina to her ugly and fatty son, who was a mama's boy. Even the ugly son was pleased when he saw her. However, both the mom and son frogs were frightened that the beautiful prisoner may escape from them. Rather than let her run away from their custody, she put Thumbelina in a water lily and put the lily into the middle of the pond. Mom and son were happy that Thumbelina won't be able to escape from there. In the meanwhile, they both started preparing for the marriage. The bitter talks of 2 frogs were heard by 2 minnows that were playing in the pond. They decided to help Thumbelina escape from the trap. The minnows, with the help of a butterfly, pushed the lily. The leaf with lily floated far away from the pond, and Thumbelina escaped. Although Thumbelina escaped from the frogs, she was soon captured by a beetle. However, very soon, the beetle freed Thumbelina as she appeared very different. Summer approached, and Thumbelina wandered in grasslands and across the flowers. The summer approached, and Thumbelina wandered in grasslands and across the flowers. She hardly found good food to eat. She ate pollen as her meals and dew as her drink. Soon, the rainy season appeared. It made the places nasty. The little girl struggled too hard to find good shelter. Even though she recovered from the heavy water drops of rainy season, the winter made her struggle even more. The winter was terrible, and she could not find food. While she was roaming on the meadows, a big spider offered her help to provide food and shelter. The spider took her to a hollow tree and fed her with chestnuts. When the spider called his family to meet his new friend, the beautiful Thumbelina, others discriminated her as she looked different. She cried loudly and left the spider's home. Again, she wandered on the cold meadows. She saw a little cottage made of wood and leaves. Thumbelina decided to request help and knocked the door of the little cottage. It was a house of a mouse. The mouse was amazed at the beauty of Thumbelina. She requested him to help her and offer her shelter. The field mouse asked her to stay with him as long as she wishes. One day, the field mouse brought a friend, a rich mole. Field Mouse asked Thumbelina to sing a song, and she sang so beautifully, and the mouse and the mole were well impressed by her singing. The field mouse ordered Thumbelina to marry the mole as he was very rich. The mouse was so cruel to her, and she decided to run away from him. The mole planned for their marriage in the summer. After a few days, she nursed a swallow bird and gave her food every day. They became closer, and the swallow bird shared her story. During the onset of spring, the swallow was completely cured and decided to fly away. She offered Thumbelina to join her. She made every possible attempt to escape from the mole marrying her. She was thinking and horrified how she was going to live in a tunnel with a mole for the whole life. Just before a day of her wedding, the swallow asked her to join and spend a day in the sky. Without a second thought, Thumbelina grabbed the finger of the bird. The bird carried Thumbelina over the hills, meadows, plains, and until they reached the flower country. The country was full of colorful flowers. The swallow gently placed her on a beautiful flower, where she met the king of flower fairies. The king was impressed by her beauty, asked her to marry him, and she instantly said yes. She became the queen of flowers. They lived happily ever after.
Five little babies jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more babies jumping on the bed. Four little babies jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more babies jumping on the bed. Babies jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more babies jumping on the bed. Two little babies jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more babies jumping on the bed. One little baby jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, put those babies right to bed.
Alladin and the Magic Lamp.
Sonu, did you finish your homework?
No, Papa.
Are you waiting for the genie to do it for you?
Who is Genie, Papa?
Have you ever heard of this story, Alladin and the Magic Lamp?
No, Papa. Please tell me. Please.
Okay, listen to this wonderful story, Alladin and the Magic Lamp.
Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Alladin. He was a clever boy, but he did not like to work. One day, Alladin's mother sent him to the marketplace to look for a job. At the market, Alladin met a magician who said to him,
If you do as I say, I will reward you with a lot of gold coins and jewelry that you have ever dreamed of.
Alladin was excited when he heard this. Alladin followed the magician to a dark cave outside the town. The magician asked Alladin to go inside the cave and find a lamp which was hidden in there. Then he gave Alladin a ring and said,
If you are in any trouble, rub this ring and a genie will come to your rescue.
Inside the cave, Alladin was surprised by what he saw. Every corner was filled with gold and treasures. Alladin found the lamp and quickly returned to the entrance of the cave. Alladin called out, "Magician, magician, I have found the lamp!"
Excellent, ha 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 ha, answered the magician. Quick, quick, pass it to me.
Alladin did not trust the magician, so he said, "Not so fast, magician. You must help me out of this cave first." The magician became very angry and pushed a rock over the entrance of the cave, leaving Alladin and the lamp behind. Alladin tried to move the rock all by himself, but it was too big and heavy. "Oh no! I am trapped in the cave," he cried. Suddenly, he remembered the magic ring. He rubbed it with the palm of his hand. To his surprise, a genie appeared before him and in a powerful voice said,
Master, I am the genie of the ring. How can I help you?
Alladin was a little frightened at first, but he soon found the courage to ask, "Could you please send me back to my house?" In no time at all, Alladin was back home. Alladin took out the lamp that he had found in the cave. "I wonder what will happen if I rub it," thought Alladin, stroking the lamp with his hand. Suddenly, another enormous genie stood before him. The genie of the lamp said, "Master, your wish is my command." Alladin was very excited and wished for an enormous palace and bags full of gold. One day, a princess was passing by Alladin's palace. She stopped to talk to Alladin, and soon they became good friends. Before long, Alladin and the princess fell in love. Alladin asked the king for permission to marry the princess. The king liked Alladin because he was kind and generous, so he agreed to the marriage. One day, the magician found out that Alladin had the magic lamp. He was very angry that Alladin was so rich. He wanted to get the lamp for himself. The cunning magician disguised himself as a lamp seller and went to Alladin's palace.
lamps for new lamps,"
he cried, carrying his lamps in a sack.
"Hey friends, old lamps for new lamps."
The princess heard the old man's call. However, she did not know that Alladin's old lamp had magical powers. She happily exchanged Alladin's old lamp for a new one. When the magician returned home, he could hardly wait to use the magic lamp. "Ha ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! At last, it is mine!" he cried with joy. The magician rubbed the lamp and the enormous genie appeared. The genie said,
"Master, your wish is my command."
The magician was very pleased.
"Take Alladin's palace and the princess to a faraway land."
His wish was granted. When Alladin returned to the place where his palace had once stood, he was shocked to find it missing. Worse still, his beloved princess had disappeared too. Alladin remembered that he had a magic ring. He quickly rubbed the ring and asked the genie to take him to find the magic lamp. To his surprise, Alladin found himself in the magician's house. Luckily, the magician was asleep, so Alladin crept inside and grabbed the magic lamp. The magician did not know Alladin had taken the lamp. Alladin rubbed the magic lamp. Once more the enormous genie appeared and said,
"Master, your wish is my command."
This time, Alladin commanded the genie to send the magician to a land so far away that he would never be able to find his way home. Next, Alladin asked for his palace to be returned. Within a few seconds, his wish was granted. The princess was inside the palace, and she was overjoyed to see Alladin. Since that day, Alladin and the princess have never had to worry about the magician ever again.
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last.
older man and his wife. They did not have any children, but they really wanted to have one. After a short period of time, the lady was expecting a baby. One morning, when she was looking out of her window, she saw a beautiful lettuce garden next door. From that moment, she could not think of anything else except that lettuce.
I wish I could eat them.
The husband's heart sank when he heard her. This garden belonged to a wicked witch who would let no one to enter. But he loved his wife very much, and so with pounding heart, he went into the garden to pick the juicy lettuce. But as he was about to pick the lettuce, the wicked witch caught him.
You thief! How dare you enter my garden?
She screamed. He fell at her feet and begged.
Please don't curse me. If my wife doesn't eat this, she will die. She's going to have a baby and is very ill.
I will let you live
She said slyly.
if you promise to give me your firstborn.
The poor man had no other way but to agree. He took the lettuce to his wife and soon gave birth to a beautiful girl. But as per the agreement, the witch came to take the baby away. The beautiful girl was named Rapunzel, and the witch took her to faraway land and locked her in a high tower. The tower had no doors or stairs. There was only a window on top. The only person whom Rapunzel ever saw was the wicked witch. She grew up to become the most beautiful girl, with pretty eyes, beautiful voice, and her golden hair grew very, very long. All day long, when Rapunzel was alone, she would sing and weep. Such lovely things are yours and mine forever. The peaceful streams, the murmurs of the sea, the far-off hills that glow with purple heather. Such lovely things God made for you and me. Hey birds, sing with me. I'm alone. Come, be my friend. Rapunzel wanted to go out and explore the world, but she was locked in that high tower. Every day, the wicked witch came to the tower with food. She stood at the bottom of the tower and shouted,
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let your hair down!
Rapunzel would drop her long braided hair through the window. The witch used the hair as a rope to climb into the tower. One day, a handsome prince was passing by and heard her sing. Such lovely things are yours and mine forever. The peaceful streams, the murmurs of the sea, the far-off hills that glow with purple heather. Such lovely things God made for you and me. He fell in love with her voice and, unknown to all, came to the tower every day to hear her sing. One day, the prince saw the witch climbing up the tower using Rapunzel's hair. The next day, the prince too called out to Rapunzel. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," he said. The prince climbed to the top of the tower. After that, Prince came to meet Rapunzel every day. Alas, the witch soon discovered the prince with Rapunzel. She pushed him from the tower onto a thorny bush, making him blind. She banished Rapunzel into the desert far away. Many years passed. The blind prince wandered alone and finally reached the same desert. One day he heard a familiar voice singing, "Such lovely things are yours and mine forever. The peaceful streams, the murmurs of the sea, the far-off hills that glow with purple heather. Such lovely things God made for you and me." Following the sound, he found her. They hugged each other in joy. Tears of happiness rolled down Rapunzel's cheek. As the tears fell on the prince's eyes, he regained his vision. The prince took Rapunzel to his kingdom, and they lived happily ever after.
Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Not all the king's horses, not all the king's men could set Humpty Dumpty together again. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Not all the king's horses, not all the king's men could set Humpty Dumpty together again.
The Three Little Pigs. Mama, tell me, which house is the strongest house? The house which is made of bricks and cement and iron. Oh, Mama, my teacher has given me a project. I have to gather information about different houses. Oh, that sounds interesting. But have you heard of this story? The Three Little Pigs? No, Mama, I would love to. Okay, come sit. I'll tell you this beautiful story of Three Little Pigs. A mother pig once lived in a farmyard with her 3 little pigs. They had plenty of food to eat, and the little pigs grew up strong and healthy. One day, the mother pig called them to her. "You are growing up so fast," she told them. "Soon there will be no room for us all here in the farmyard. You must go out into the big, wide world and build your own houses. But don't forget to watch out for the big bad wolf." The 3 little pigs said goodbye to their mother and went out into the big wide world to build new homes. "I will build my house with these sticks," decided the second little pig. So he collected the sticks and tied them together to make his house. He lined it with cabbage leaves.
It doesn't look very strong,
said the third little pig, watching his brother at work. But the second little pig was too tired to say anything. He just curled up inside his house and went to sleep. The third little pig went on his way until he came to a brickyard. The workers kindly gave him a cartload of fine bricks to build his house. It took a long time for the third little pig to build his house. His brothers laughed at him and said it was a waste of time. But the third little pig just carried on until he had built a fine, strong house. Soon after this, the big bad wolf was walking through the forest and came to the straw house. He saw the little pig at the window, and thinking how much he would enjoy a little pig for supper, he called out,
Little pig, let me come in.
"Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin," replied the oldest little pig. So the wolf shouted crossly,
Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house down.
The wolf took a deep breath, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The little pig ran away in terror and kept running until he came to the house made of sticks. Let me in quickly!" he howled, hammering on the door until it opened. "The big bad wolf is coming!" The two little pigs trembled as they heard the big bad wolf arrive. He knocked on the door and said,
Little pigs, let me come in.
"Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins," they shouted back.
Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house down,
shouted the wolf crossly. He took a deep breath, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The two little pigs ran away in terror and kept running until they came to the house made of bricks. Let us in quickly!" they howled, hammering on the door until it opened. "The big bad wolf is coming!" The three little pigs trembled as they heard the big bad wolf's footsteps nearing the house. He knocked on the door and said,
Little pigs, let me come in.
"Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins," the little pigs shouted back.
Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house down,
shouted the furious wolf. And taking a deep breath, the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but he couldn't blow the brick house down. Then he banged on the walls and the door, but he couldn't get in. Go away, cried the three little pigs.
Not till I have eaten you all for my dinner,
replied the wolf. But however hard he tried, he could not find a way in. Finally, the wolf gave up and slunk away to think how he could trick the little pigs. The following day he came back smiling.
Little pigs? Oh, little pigs! There are some marvelous turnips in the field. Come with me, and we will dig them up for tomorrow's dinner.
"I will meet you in the field at 5 o'clock, replied the first little pig, cunningly. But he went at 1 o'clock, not 5 o'clock, picked all the turnips and was back at home safe and sound by the time the wolf arrived. The wolf was furious but thought of a new plan.
There are some lovely apples in the apple tree in Farmer Brown's orchard. Let's go and pick them at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
This time, the second little pig went out early to try to trick the wolf. But this time, the wolf arrived early too. He looked up at the little pig who was in the tree picking the apples and licked his lips. The little pig, realizing that he was in danger, threw down a big apple. Just he had hoped, the greedy wolf ran after it, and as it rolled across the grass. While the wolf was picking it up, the little pig quickly slipped down the tree and hid in a barrel. Then he rolled down the hill inside the barrel, all the way to his house. The wolf was furious that the little pigs had got the better of him again. He was more determined than ever to catch the 3 little pigs and have them for dinner. He climbed onto the roof of the house, thinking that he could climb down the chimney. When the 3rd little pig heard the wolf on the roof, he called softly to his brothers, "Quickly, quickly, let's put the cooking pot on the fire." When the wolf came down the chimney, he fell straight into the pot with an enormous splash. The 3rd little pig quickly put the lid on. That was the end of the big bad wolf. And the 3 little pigs lived very safely and happily in their brick house for the rest of their lives.
The Blue Bird. Every Christmas, all the other families had tables loaded with delicious food, and the streets were full of happy children holding beautiful presents. But Tiltil and Miltil were unhappy and could only watch from a distance.
Look
Look at that beautiful three-tiered cake. Have you ever seen so much icing? Forget the cake. I wish I could have that charming pink dress. Oh. Every Christmas they looked on in envy because their father was only a poor carpenter and could not afford to buy them fancy presents. As they looked longingly out of the window at all the bright lights and happy families and sighed, they heard a creak of footsteps on the stairs. It must be Mother! Quick, turn off the light! When they opened their eyes for a quick peek, they cried out in horror. The figure that entered through the door was not their mother at all, but a hideous witch. Where is our mother? Don't be frightened, children. I have not come to harm you. What then? I have come to ask for a favor. My daughter is gravely ill and the only legendary blue bird can cure her. You must find it for me. We only have a yellow bird. You can have it if it will help. No, it must be the blue bird. But why? It is the blue bird of happiness that I seek. No other bird will do. Happiness? Yes, the blue bird will bring happiness to any who possesses it. Can it truly make anyone happy? Even poor miserable children like us? Of course, that is its purpose. Here, take my magic hat and use its powers to find the blue bird. But how? The hat will show you the way. Good luck. As they touched the hat, the world around them suddenly grew dark. Turtle, are you there? I'm frightened. It's okay. I'm here to take my hand. At that moment, the Queen of the Night materialized out of the darkness, dressed in shimmering silver robes, her cold laughter ringing in the air. Have you come into my realm of darkness to steal the blue bird? Your courage is admirable, but how can two children succeed when countless great knights have failed? The true bluebird is hidden amongst thousands of impostors. Claim it if you can. Look, here it is, the bluebird! No, wait! It isn't the real one! Looking around at all the bluebirds, Mittel and Tiltel realized that they all looked the same, and there was no way of telling which was the real one. Many have tried to find the bluebird and all have failed. They wasted their lives in a futile search until they died of old age, and so will you. The Queen of the Night placed a large mirror before them. Look into the mirror. Make your choice now, or watch yourselves wither away and die. What's happening to us? Our hair is graying. No, how do we stop this? The two children could see themselves aging in the mirror. We must get out of here now! You're right! No! How dare you run, cowards! You were to be my next sacrifice! Come back! No! As they left the kingdom of the night, the children crossed over into the land of memory. They saw a worn couch with an elderly couple dozing on it. Where are we now? Where are we now? Are we in the future? Are those people us? Have we grown old and died? I can't die yet. I still haven't tried that lovely dress I wanted. Well, I don't want to die before I had some of that cake. The children began to weep loudly, not realizing that they had entered the land of memory. The sound of their sobbing woke the elderly couple. Is it Monday already? I can hear the baby crying.
That can't be the baby, it must be the rooster.
Now listen, does that sound like a rooster to you, woman?
You're right, I can hear our little grandchildren.
See, like I said.
Their grandma and grandpa. Do you really think our grandchildren can be here now? Let's take a closer look. Yes, it really is them. Oh, Grandma.
The children and the grandparents had a joyful reunion. The grandparents baked a delicious cake, and Myrtle and Tiltil told them all about their quest for the bluebird.
So you see, that is how we began our journey in search of the bluebird. Do you mean that bluebird on the tree?
The children looked where their grandmother pointed, and there was the bluebird.
There it is. What? Where? There. Let's catch it. Come on, run. Wait, children, stay a little longer. Don't you want some more cake?
Tears filled the old woman's eyes as she saw the children chase away without even looking back to say goodbye. There's nothing to cry over. Children are always chasing after something. They have no time for old people like us. Grandfather and grandmother embraced as they dissolved into the wind. Tiltil and Myrtle chased after the bluebird as fast as they could. But when it was almost within their grasp, it scattered in the wind, just like their grandparents had done. Where did it go? What just happened? They couldn't see that the bluebird had faded along with their grandparents' happiness. After that, the two children journeyed on into the land of happiness, hoping to find the bluebird there. There they met a gluttonous man and a greedy woman. I'm the happiest man on earth because I can have all the food I can dream of. You're a simpleton and a pig. Who needs food when you can have all the grandma's jewels? How can you say that? Nothing is better than food. Jewels and riches are more precious than food. The two people did not truly appear particularly happy, but the children decided to ask them about the bluebird anyway. Have you by any chance seen the bluebird? What bluebird? Show me one and I'll roast it with some nice sauce. Go ahead, leave me the feathers. I need some touches of blue for my new hat. Can you think of nothing else when you look at the bluebird of happiness? Think? What for? All I want to do is eat and eat until I explode. I don't need your silly bluebird for that. I have no time for worthless birds. I have to find more gems and beautiful clothes to ornament myself while I'm still young and beautiful. What do you think? Do the rubies or the emeralds suit me more? I don't know much about earrings. I'm almost certain the bluebird is not here, Myrtle.
But isn't this the land of happiness? This should be the bluebird's home.
Happiness? You must be lost, child. This is the land of unhappiness.
What?
See that sign? It used to say land of unhappiness, but we changed it.
What?
Shocked and disheartened by the greedy woman's words, the children reached for the witch's hat. This time, the children found themselves right where they had started, at home.
Isn't this our room? Oh, we have been sent home without finding the bluebird.
What will we do when the witch returns?
Oh no, what if she turns us into frogs? I don't want to be a horrid, slimy frog.
Wait, what if we paint our yellow bird?
Do you think that will really work?
The children ran to the cage and were amazed to see the bird inside was not yellow at all, but blue. The bluebird! Suddenly the witch appeared out of nowhere. Tell me, children, have you captured the bluebird for me? Honestly, we didn't actually find it. It was waiting in our home.
Here, take it and heal your daughter's illness.
Are you sure you want to give it to me? It can make you happy. But we are already happy. That's right. I'm very grateful to you both. You have discovered that true happiness can only be found through love, understanding, and acceptance. You will always be much happier now. The witch vanished in a swirl of silver dust. When Tiltil and Myrtle woke up the following morning, the first thing they saw was the yellow bird back in its cage. Even though Tiltil and Myrtle realized it had all been a dream, they remembered the witch's words. And as they listened to the sweet songs of their own yellow bird, they felt truly happy.
Hey, Danny Dims.
Five little babies driving a car. One drove fast and went too far. Mama called the daddy and daddy said, no more babies driving a car. Four little babies driving a car. One drove fast and went too far. Mama called the daddy and daddy said, no more babies driving a car. Three little babies driving a car. One drove fast and went too far. Mama called the daddy and daddy said, no more babies driving a car. Two little babies driving a car. One drove fast and went too far. Mama called the daddy and daddy said, no more babies driving a car. One little baby driving a car. One drove fast and went too far. Mama called the daddy and daddy said, no more babies driving a car.
Five P's. Once upon a time, 5 little peas lived together inside a pea pod in harmony and contentment. They slept all day, warmed by the sun, and at night they would talk together and listen to the music of the moon. when the moon was a crescent, she strung a silver string on her points and became a harp. When she was a full moon, she would boom like a mighty drum. The peas would wake up when they hear her music. The eldest preferred the sound of the drum. Dong, 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 let's beat the drum! The second was mischievous and enjoyed the castanets. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. The lyrical, sensitive third P longed for the melody of the harp. Today the moon was in its crescent phase and the soft music of the harp filled the air. Moon, moon, who are you, moon? They covered their ears and did not want to listen. Oh, the harp is dull and boring. I don't want to listen to this. And what about the fourth and the fifth? I don't care about anything. Life flows on like a river. The last P liked the castanets, the drum, and the harp the same.
I love them all. Each sound is so special in its own way.
One fine day, the 5P suddenly realized how cramped their pod had become. Oh, I can't sleep. It's so stuffy in here. This pod is too cramped. I can't sleep in here. What's going on? Suddenly, the pod burst open and the bright sunlight came bursting in. It's so bright! What's happening? What is this light?
Oh no! Our home has burst!
It doesn't matter. I'm going back to sleep. Unlike the fourth P, all the other P's were quite excited. This could be our chance! Our chance for what? I don't know. A chance to get out and see the world? But we know nothing about the outside world. It could be dangerous.
I don't care. I just want to see it.
The P's argued for a while about whether they should leave their pod. It may be dangerous, but we have to give it a try. I don't know. Well, let's try. Finally, they decided to take their chances and go on an adventure.
Yay!
I wish I could get more sleep.
Ah! Yay! Don't leave me alone!
Leaping out of their pod, the pea slid down a thick stem and landed in a furrow in the pea patch.
Well, I hadn't realized how far up our home had been. Yay!
The peas were overwhelmed at encountering the world for the first time and were confused about what they should do. Hey look, I found some peas that will be perfect for my slingshot. And here you go.
Wait, brother! Wait!
The first pea flew high into the air and far away. The second, third, and fourth also went flying from the slingshot.
No! I'm scared! Put me down! I don't want to fly!
Life goes on like a river.
At last!
The youngest one was very happy to fly.
I feel like a cloud. It's so wonderful to fly. I'm free.
The fifth landed on a windowsill.
Where am I? Where is this place? Let's look through this window. Huh?
Gazing through the window, he saw a little girl lying in bed. She was very pale and thin and was coughing weakly. Here, darling, try to swallow some of the soup. I'm sorry. I feel too ill to eat anything right now. Oh, but you must eat so you can grow strong and healthy. Oh, what will I do with you? Sorry, I'm so sorry, Mom. When the girl finally fell asleep, her mother looked up at the sky and cried. How can you be so cruel to me? Why do you want to take my only child from me? Do you not pity the sufferings of a mother helplessly watching her child die? Please save my daughter. Please save my daughter. So the fifth pea felt sorry for her and sang to her. Dong dong da dong, play the drum. Dong dong da dong, play the drum. Huh? Where's that sound coming from? Who is it? Look over here. Huh? What are you? Did you sing? I did. I can also sing to the beat of the moon's drum. You can? The girl could see the full moon outside her window, but she couldn't hear its drum. Huh? But I can't hear the music. Nothing is impossible. What do you mean? Listen and open your mind. My mind? Ah, it's true. I can hear the drums. That's right. You just have to believe. If you believe, you can get better again. Now, my doctor says my disease cannot be cured. Well, what if I can become something other than a pea? Maybe you can become healthy again. But you're only a pea. What else can you become? But what if I transform myself? Will you promise to change yourself too if I do? Yes, I promise. Oh, it was just a dream. A talking pea. That's ridiculous. But what if I could really cure myself? Meanwhile, the fifth pea resolved to keep his promise to the girl. He used the dust that had built up on the windowsill to keep himself warm through the cold winter. I know I can do it. I just have to try harder. He had sprouted a green bud. Huh? Oh look, it's a pea sprout. How did it end up on our windowsill? What's that? A pea? Oh mother, he has kept his promise. The bee has kept his promise. The girl told her mother all about her strange dream. Mom, so now maybe I can become healthy again. Of course you can, dearest. The mother was deeply touched by the confidence in her daughter's voice and embraced her. Of course I can change. If the pea can grow, then I can too. All right. This is all thanks to you, Pea. Thank you so much. At that instant, the pea was proud and happy and had no regrets about venturing into the world. He hoped his brothers were all right and did not regret their decisions either. As he looked at his branches, he could see new peas beginning to sprout, and he smiled happily.